Hello, my name is Bertina Long, and I am a doctoral student at Aspen University. This week, I am presenting in this video on breast cancer awareness and what we can do in our community to help save the lives of our daughters, mothers, sisters, or anyone who may be of African American descent. Now, by choice, I have shaved off all of my hair to raise awareness for breast cancer in honor to help shine a light for someone who was just recently diagnosed with this disease. Now, you may have noticed my selection of words that I utilize. I said by choice, I shaved the patch of hair that I had on the top of my head. I'm known for the different color hairstyles as well as the shaved sides of my head. Now, for years, I was ashamed of the grade of hair that is sometimes referred to in our community as our crown and glory. I have always had what was termed by slave owners as nappy hair. Now, that word and my type of hair alone helped to make me ashamed of who I was as a person. However, with the education of correct terms such as 4C, kinky hair, etc., I have learned to embrace who I am and love self. I have learned to embrace what God has given me. However, for me, in doing so, I realized that my hair, the texture of it, or the length of it is not what makes me me. It is the character that I display each day that defines who I am as a person. Therefore, it was with no hesitation that I was able to shave all of my hair and the top of my head in order to help shine a light on breast cancer among African American women. Unfortunately, many African American women have no choice in either losing all of their hair or having to make the difficult decision to cut all of their hair. This may be because of the cancer treatments that they may have to endure because of the therapies that they may be forced to choose. In fact, breastcancernow.org contends that a lot of individuals will lose either some or all of their hair as an effect of the treatment for breast cancer. Individuals who have chemotherapy will frequently go through hair loss. Several other treatments may also bring about hair loss or thinning of the hair. Although one of the greatest to ever do it, Michael Jackson, said in one of his songs, "It doesn't matter if you're black or white." For many black women who may receive a breast cancer diagnosis, black or white for them could mean the difference between life or death. Breast cancer continues to be the second primary reason of death in the United States among women, with black women being predominantly at risk. Current research reveals that while the current rates of breast cancer in black and white women have joined, death rates among black women are at least 40% higher than white women. Additionally, black women are more probable to be diagnosed with and pass away from more aggressive types of breast cancer than white women, who are more frequently diagnosed at earlier stages. Studies on cancer inequalities has not been able to conclusively account for Black women's higher risk of breast cancer death or their more aggressive phenotypes, but disparities in diagnosis and etiology, which means the cause of a disease, have been linked with race, genetics, our way of life, behavioral factors, and environmental exposures, such as the hair products that we may be utilizing. Know your breasts like you know your girls. The goal that I wanted to accomplish with this video is to figure out ways to bring awareness to breast cancer among African American women. It wasn't the recent diagnosis of a good friend that started me on this journey. I have been raising breast cancer awareness for years now. However, it was the diagnosis of several friends over the past recent years that has inspired me to do more. Although we all will not have to experience this diagnosis, we all can do something to help the women who will. Who can get involved? When talking about raising awareness of breast cancer among Black women, most everyone is a stakeholder. Therefore, most everyone should be involved. When I say everyone, I'm talking about the following. Self, we must be our own champion at times. Doing regular self checks, speak up and speak out. Get annual checkups if recommended. And if you feel that you are not being heard, then express that concern. And if you still are not being heard, seek help elsewhere. The days of not speaking up to the doctor whose salary you help to pay should be over. Family and friends, make sure that your loved ones are doing self-checks and are getting the checkups when they're supposed to, especially if they are descendants of relatives that have had history of breast cancer, or if they are in the age range where it is recommended for them to do so. The Black church also should raise awareness. Black women are some of the largest supporters of church physically and financially. Regular awareness throughout the year should be conducted. Owners of businesses and workplaces should also raise awareness. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Black mothers with children under the age of 18 alone make up 77.2% that were more likely to be in the labor force than white mothers, where the percentage rate was 71%. That number alone should be enough for employers to get involved. What I'm saying is that most everyone has a reason to get involved. As communities, we can raise all the awareness possible, but there may be obstacles to treatment. Studies convey that Black women are more probable to go through breast cancer treatment delays than white women. Furthermore, women with public insurance, such as Medicaid and Medicare, are also more probable to go through breast cancer treatment delays. Delays in treatment may take place at various stages, such as warning signs recognition, delays in obtaining treatment, delays in obtaining early access to treatment, appointment delays, and delays from early appearance to a breast cancer expert to complete treatment plans. So, you may ask, what is the solution and or interventions? I propose the Black church. Research contends that Transdisciplinary methods are necessary to completely recognize the various factors that contribute to treatment in breast cancer individuals, especially for African American women who endure the graver effects from this illness. The Susan G. Komen organization has a vulnerable community grant that can be applied for to help raise awareness of breast cancer disparities in African American communities. This could be one of the first steps to a solution as well as intervention to slow down, if not eradicate, disparities among Black women. I believe partnering with the Black churches can serve as a conduit to make this happen, since, according to research, it is a well-known fact that Black women have functioned as the backbone of the Black church since its beginning. And since, according to Hair and Hair, the Black church on Sunday morning is where you can find a large audience of Black individuals. There are several studies that show the reach that mass media campaigns can have on the communities to raise awareness about breast cancer. However, reaching individuals and actually having them to take the steps necessary to eradicate the disparities is a different story. Certainly, research reveals that mass media campaigns work to raise the awareness of breast cancer among African American communities. But the ultimate goal is to make sure women are taking heed to the message and actually getting checked earlier and on a consistent basis to narrowing the gap in disparities, if not closing it for good. Research contends that more funding is needed in order to implement a lengthier, more all-encompassing campaign and measure its outcomes in terms of increasing mammograms examinations. In the meantime, I suggest that we as a community try to keep track of these aspects as well as much as possible by having our community of women report back to the different outlets. That concludes the presentation on raising awareness about breast cancer awareness in the Black communities. As I said in the video, it doesn't matter your background, anyone can get involved. As a matter of fact, I suggest that it's going to take everyone to get involved to close the gaps of the disparities in the fight against breast cancer among African American women. I hope this presentation has inspired someone to do what they can to get involved in this fight.